Good day, awesome YouTubers. It is LollyMan16 here again for another Mob Psycho 100 episode review. This is episode 9, entitled Claw the 7th Division. This episode starts off, it's a fairly slower episode. In the last couple of minutes, we get to see the rematch between Mob and Koyama. But let's begin. So we start off last week with the children, the kids, the espers, along with Ritsu, into the organization of Claw. And what happens here is they are trapped by some trainers, some esper trainers, and they're kind of trapped in like a jail type cell, all of them. And then we get the reveal of basically the other members of the Claw organization. I don't really know the names as of yet, but there's quite a lot of them. There's several of them, and they're in the upper echelon of the Claw organization. Back at Mob and Hanazawa-kun, back at them, basically they plan to go and find Ritsu and of course save him. But of course, it's Hanazawa who actually says to Mob, you know, like, well, I should join you on this quest to find your brother. And so they go. So it's going to be Hanazawa, Dimple, and Mob, all three of them. They go to the place of the Claw organization. But along the way, they meet this guy named Terada. Funny enough, he's voiced by the same guy who does Akainu from One Piece. And Terada is weaker than Koyama, which, if you didn't know, Koyama was the guy who attacked Mob last episode. That's that guy with a hoodie. It's that guy with a telekinetic helix, that ability. But this guy Terada, actually, they interrogate him because he actually came to Hanazawa's apartment to try and find out he's like the next guy who's trying to target him. So what happens here is Terada was caught off guard, and they have to interrogate him. They kind of punish him, they lower his head in water, and they kind of almost like torture. So they interrogate him on what all are the abilities of all the other remaining Claw members, and then Dimple, Hanazawa, and Mob all go to the organization. What happens here is we could get a cutaway to the children again. They're still locked up in that prison cell, and they devise a plan to escape. And two of the guys, one kid with his fire ability, I guess, he heats up a spoon, and then the other guy uses that spoon to open the lock. But there's a problem though, because the trainers are still there. And so what happens is Ritsu comes and confronts the trainers and effortlessly defeats them. I think one of the trainers goes for a punch, but then he just slams all three of them. There's three trainers. He slams all three of them into a wall, and they proceed. Later on, I should also mention that one of the kids is named Kurosaki Rei, like in R-E-I. So it's Kurosaki Rei. Very interesting stuff here, because I don't know if Mob knew about there's a Kurosaki Ichigo from Bleach series, or any of his siblings, Karin, Yuzu, his father Ishin, of course. I don't know if he knew about the Kurosaki family, and that's supposed to be like a tribute to that. I don't know, but that's just something interesting I picked up. Anyway, so Kurosaki Rei, she uses her powers to basically try to find out where the escape was. She uses her telekinetic powers to figure out how to escape. So they keep progressing. Mob, Hanazawa, and Dimple, on the other hand, they also keep progressing, and I should also remind you guys that they had a small confrontation with Terada right outside of the building, and Terada uses his telekinetic powers as like an air whip. He uses his powers for like whips, and he starts throwing around Hanazawa, choking him, throwing him around, but Mob uses two trees and just slams him. He rips out two trees and slams them both together onto Terada, and he is out. So they continue with this until they get obviously pretty deep into the this organization building. I don't know what you call it per se, but they go into there, and then they confront Koyama again. They start fighting, but then this time, instead of what happened last time, Mob effortlessly defeats Koyama, because last time it was revealed that he was holding back the entire time, and here he just effortlessly defeats him, and even Hanazawa, he notices this. So that's pretty much it of what we get for the children anyway. After they beat Koyama, this other claw member, this upper echelon claw member, he goes out and to fight Mob and the gang, and that's where we leave off the episode. Kind of a slower episode, this one. Not really funny moments. I feel like this plot is really going somewhere, because we do learn midway through the episode, they actually reveal all the other claw members. That includes the leader, the Division 7 leader of this portion of the organization. He is kind of a guy with like a mask type thing. I'll have it in the thumbnail for you guys. But he's a guy who is like completely covered up. We don't know what he looks like. He's kind of an ominous figure, which makes sense as a leader. He's pretty ominous. Makes sense. I make a lot of comparisons here to One Punch Man, the Heroes Association, because they're showing the division leader and then all the other members. They're upper echelon. So it's like a systematic deal where it's like either your upper level echelon or lower level echelon. Reminds me a lot of One Punch Man, and of course it's by one, so obviously they're going to make, there's going to be a lot of similarities between One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. But this episode was pretty good. I like some of the action choreography in this one, even though it's not nearly as much as it was last episode. Nothing of Reagan this episode. We might see him later on. I don't know. But it looks like from the preview they're going to continue with this mission. And I guess they're going to fight the other members of the 7th Division. So, again, I'm hyped. Not as much as last episode, but I'd really like to see where this goes. Thank you all for tuning in for this review. I'll see you guys later. Stay awesome, everybody, and have a good one. And before I go, please subscribe to LawmanMan16 if you haven't, and to my Twitter account, because I will be posting every Mob Psycho and Dragon Ball Super review, and of course all my music reviews there. I'll leave a link in the description below. Again, stay awesome, everybody, and have a good one.